Taylor, where does Luke Kennard shooting performance rank among those you've seen, as a coach?
Yeah, I mean, for teams that I've coached, been a part of, I mean, that's probably the best. What an unbelievable job. Obviously, he's coming out talking about how, we've been on him. His teammates have been on him about being aggressive. You see his confidence building one game at a time. Kudos to him. Kudos to his teammates. Setting a franchise record as a team, setting a franchise record as an individual for us. That's huge. I mean, you see the versatility. He's out there knocking down shots, but then he also has 3 assists. He's competing on defense. This is why, we made the trade for him to come in and, hopefully he can make 10 threes every single night, but hopefully he just goes out there and he just plays the right way. His teammates find him. He spaces the floor. He makes quick decisions. Just really proud of, the effort he had tonight and especially from the group. But this is one of the best I've ever seen for a team I've coached.
6 of those came in a bundle, really, like in a hurry in the third quarter. You brought him in really early in the third. Was that because of Bane's 4th foul, or did you have like a premonition or something?
No. Wish you could have a crystal ball in those situations. It was definitely because of the foul trouble and have tons of confidence. I've, kind of played around with Luke's sub patterns since he got here. He was the first sub, then he became the second. Sometimes he was the third perimeter sub. And then recently he's been the first sub. And I just think, it's allowed him to get a rhythm out there, playing with Tyus and, then also getting minutes with Ja too. Just having that guy out there develop chemistry with those guys is going to be huge for us. And then I'm loving the lineups at times when we can have him and Dez on the floor together. You got to kind of pick your spots on where you're going to help or not help. And but it definitely was a product of some foul trouble.
Taylor, so is this kind of what you all envisioned when you brought in Luke and wanted him and Dez to both be, I guess, a dual lethal threat from 3?
I mean, you hope you can get a night like that every single night, of course. But, you can't draw it up that way. You just hope it creates so many advantages for you. Just proud of the chemistry that we're seeing this group gel into the last couple of weeks. Especially Luke coming in. It's never easy. It's when you get traded midseason to kind of pick up. But, luckily the spirit of this group, the energy of this group, the togetherness of this group, where we've been pushing him to continue to be aggressive, his teammates are backing that up. He's starting to see, the rhythm he can find out there. But we knew, making the trade, having Luke and Dez out there and having those combinations where they can be on the floor together, whether we're playing big or small, is going to unlock a lot more for our offense. So we're seeing that. And as I've alluded to, just loving how he's competing defensively too to make those lineups happen. So, more to tell and more to learn from as we navigate these next 9 games. Definitely excited about what the future holds with those 2 guys, especially in the game.
Tonight, defensively, you were better in the first quarter, second quarter, to not let them get downhill. What did you do better this game versus the last game?
Yeah, we emphasized just our urgency. They're a tough team. I mean, both teams scored over 30 points in transition, so that was definitely not our best effort whatsoever. But I thought in the half court we emphasized our shifts. Trying to be there to take away the paint, but then we were closing out. We were doing a better job. Physicality and urgency on the ball, getting into the handlers a little bit more. I felt that in the first quarter, but then especially in that second, so that was just kind of what we challenged our guys to do, respond from kind of a lackluster effort, 2 nights ago, and I think our guys did a better job tonight.
How do you view three-point shooting, as a whole, big picture going as you head towards the postseason? I think in January you struggled a little bit, and then now it's on the uptick.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just I think it's, I just said it a moment ago, the energy and the rhythm that our guys are playing with. I said it before the game, our 0.5 basketball mentality, the ball movement, Tyus and Ja combined for 17 assists, but as a team we get 36 assists. They're not just carrying the load. You got multiple guys with assists, multiple guys with 2, 3, 4 assists or whatnot. That's what we're emphasizing. That's the best version of ourselves. Like, we got to be able to do that for 48 minutes. You can set that tone in the first quarter. It's anybody has a responsibility to make plays. It's been a growth process for us as we're continuing to find ourselves as individuals, find ourselves as a team. But, the three-point shooting can be a beneficiary of it. We talk about our ability to get to the paint still, score 60 points in the paint. Are you going to get 25 threes every night? If you play that way, you have an opportunity to, because you're creating the energy of the ball. So I'm a broken record. These guys hear it all the time, but hopefully if we're playing with this kind of urgency on offense to share the ball, be in the right spots, we can have nights, similar to this.
Just wondering, because I know you've told, us about how you're on Luke about constantly shooting the ball, the green light he has, and he's talked about how you're on him as well, and you always tell him, hey, you should have took that shot, you passed up this shot, you passed up. Just wondering, did you tell him he passed up a three-pointer today?
No. Definitely not. Proud of him being aggressive, but also his teammates finding him in transition, you know, a couple play calls here and there to get him, you know, shots. When you're grooving like that, you know, we got to set you up for sure. But hopefully this, I think he said it, you know, his post-game interview, just the confidence he's playing with is huge, so we can be on him less. But, you know, it's good to just continue to remind him, you know, the playmaker he can be, not just the shot maker, but the playmaker. So hopefully this will continue just to build the rhythm and confidence for him moving forward.
Okay, got it.
Taylor, since we're less than 10 games remaining in the regular season, how likely is it that we'll see Steven Adams get to run with these guys before the playoffs?
You know, there's not a real firm update. I was asked that, you know, a couple days ago. You know, early April is the earliest that we're going to really have an update. You know, he started to do, you know, some very light stuff on the court, you know, kind of a ramp-up period, but it's not an aggressive ramp-up period right now. So once we get to early April, which I'm not sure what those games are, we'll have a better idea. But obviously, you know, there's the protocol and a process to do individual work and then potential play groups and all that stuff. But, you know, we got to check in with the medical team around April 1. Great. Thanks, everybody. Yep.